Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jeremy Cooks. You might also know me as rikuwru. I am a video game music composer and just music composer in general. I also make beats and shit. And yeah, I've been doing so for about like 5 years. Yeah, I started making music in like 2020, and only around like maybe 2 years ago, I transitioned from making like rap beats to making actual video game music. I'll be linking my website in the description if you want to check out some of my work. But I do have a bit of knowledge on how to, or like not knowledge per se, because like I can't really articulate actual chord patterns and like techniques used in music, but I have like a good ear and I'm able to dissect it just using words and stuff on like how I feel a song is making me feel and what the song is trying to convey. So I think I'm skilled enough to dissect music in that type of way. I do wish to like learn, hopefully throughout college, how to actually catch on to certain musical techniques that are used inside music. But for now, with my skill set, I just wanted to react to the Arpeggio's OST. This is a game that I'm really hyped for playing and shit, and you know, I thought that this would be a cool little concept video. Yeah, and you know, I personally feel that the music in this game complements the game perfectly. Just the use of, you know, arpeggios, synths, orchestral instruments and stuff like that, and combining that to make, you know, a very, what would I say, like dynamic soundtrack. It sounds beautiful, man. And there's so many highlights inside the soundtrack, and I feel like a lot of creators are catching on to that too, because I see so much of the Arpeggio's main theme used throughout people's videos, because it's a banger. Like, that shit slaps, man. And yeah, I'm just making this video just to kind of explain, hopefully in some type of articulate way, why this music complements the game, and also what the soundtrack is trying to convey with each piece that we're going to be going through today. So without further ado, let's get into the fucking soundtrack. Let's do it, man. I'm hype as hell. By the way, these headphones are called Biodynamics. These are the DT990 Pros. These are pretty good at being able to hear everything going on within a mix perfectly. So if your mix is trash, these headphones are going to catch on to it pretty quickly. So if you're trying to mix your music and stuff, I do recommend getting these. These are not that expensive, and it will help you enjoy music a bit more if you are an audiophile like me. I'll leave a link in the description to all of my audio interface stuff, and also my headphones, my piano, and everything like that, if you want to get started making music and stuff. But yeah, let's get into it. So we got the intro. Okay, so off rip, we have like that, it's getting serious type of mode to it. Like if we just replay right here, that sound right there, that bass hit, boom boom boom, that shit really gets you right into the fucking atmosphere. Like, okay, this is serious, this is a fucking shooting game, we're about to be killing people, being hunted by robots and shit, you know what I'm saying? Very high stakes. And yeah, I feel like that represents this game perfectly. And now we hear this sound right here, and it almost sounds like a siren or like some type of alarm, but it's used in like a melodic way, which is really cool. I've never heard this before. And then you hear like the arpeggio textures in the background, which kind of gives you that futuristic type of vibe, you know. And then with like the cellos and violas and stuff in the background, kind of just purring. It's like you can't even really tell at first listen that like there's actual orchestral instruments being used inside the soundtrack, but as you keep listening, you'll notice that it's in the background. And I feel like the orchestral instruments help to ground the listener, you know, like we are still on Earth and shit, like we're not out in space and shit, we're not in any other planet, we're on Earth, and I feel like that's where orchestral instruments come from, right? So that's kind of cool just to get that type of interpretation from. Now, I love how that alarm type of sound swells up.
What's your worst essay grade?
And then everything kind of crescendos here. Boom! That was wonderful. And then like that arpeggio starts going crazy, very high pitch. See, now having that like that bass drum in the back to kind of accent the melody, like boom, boom. Like if you hear that, it's like it's hitting on those like every time the melody changes the note. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's like every 4 bars basically. And then there's another crescendo. And like this composer's really good at keeping the, I feel like he's really good at keeping the track interesting, you know? Like I would say like every 16 bars, the song transitions into like a new phase of life, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, I feel like I'm running in the fields. I gotta escape. Ha! Ha! Like it's getting serious. Now it dies back down. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that sounds like a little electric guitar in the background. That's really cool. Hold up. I could be wrong though, but it sounds like an electric guitar. Then these pads and stuff to kind of like calm it down, take us back down underground. Beautiful. Okay, I think it has more for us to listen to right here. Yeah. Now I don't know if this composer sound designed this alarm type of sound, but if he did a magnificent job. Like it's such a powerful sound that like really evokes urgency. Okay, now like it sounds like thrusters or something. Like it's cool. It's cool just hearing like these little details and textures within the song, you know? Yeah. And I feel like I also noticed that like that alarm sound, it starts low, swells up to high lengths, and then goes back down. Like it's dies down. I feel like it's so creative. See, it does it again. Now, also, if you notice, if you actually played the game or watched someone play the game, every time you extract and like return back to Speranza, you hear this sound. But this plays every time you go back to Speranza. So this is perfect for a main theme because it carries on into like the actual gameplay, you know? And like you're hearing this song every time you win or like escape the raid, you know? Yeah, alright, that was cool. So that was Arc Raiders' main theme song. Let's move on to the Rest Belt. I don't know what this song is, but let's see. Alright, I think that this song is played inside the lobby or like inside the menu music. When you're like crafting materials, interacting with traders and stuff like that. It's cool. Like I hear like a little shaker. Now that sound is so interesting. Watch. Oh, that sound right there. See, now the reason that sound is so interesting is because like in certain parts of this song in particular, that sound kind of goes out of key on purpose, and it's kind of cool just to listen to that. Because like I feel like this song is supposed to be like a song that you think to, or like, okay, I'm about to plan this shit out real quick. Let me plan out my routes. Let me get my gear. Let me talk to these traders and stuff. Make sure that everything is settled and ready for my next raid. You know what I mean? That sound going out of tune, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, there's still like a part of, or like sort of an unease to everything that you're doing here, right? Like you're planning out everything, like, but you could really fucking die in this fucking world that we're in right here. Yeah, like, because at first it stays in key and then it goes out right here. Play it again. That shit. So like, I feel like the main melodies of this song kind of stays grounded and shit, but then we have that little I don't know really what to call it. It sounds like something scraping or something like that. But that sound right there, it kind of makes you feel uneasy or like sort of eerie in a way, because like this shit is like a scary ass world that we're being thrusted into, you know, having to go out into the fucking topside and be hunted by players and robots. But then like this main melody with the arpeggio again kind of just grounds us, has really good synth melodies with the bass and that squeaky sound right there. Okay, now this is the song that I hear most editors use. Yeah, then this song right here, or like this melody inside the song, like to me, it makes me feel kind of melancholy in a way. Like kind of sad, but kind of hopeful in the same sense. Like, I don't know, it's like in between motivational and sad at the same time. Like, it makes me feel determined. Yeah, like, again, and I feel like the main themes throughout the soundtrack that you're gonna be hearing is basically having like a sense of urgency, or like this shit matters what you're doing right here. This is for the greater good of humanity, you know? And I like how this song keeps progressing. See, now that part, like that part sounds hopeful right there. But then it combos with that little squeaky sound. Now, as a composer, when we do things like this inside the music, it's very intentional. You know, like he's not just doing this for no reason or just to add some swag to the fucking music or something. There is a very good reason why he's doing this, and I really think it is to kind of pull that type of sense of fear or like uneasiness out of the player as they're crafting materials, as they're planning out their next route and like next raid and shit. Cause like, If this track did not have that sound in it, I don't think it would be as interesting. Yeah, okay, I think I heard enough of this song. Alright, let's go on to Build the Thing.
Water filters need replacing. No one knows when the parts will get here.
Very chill. Ooh. Oh my god, bro. I like the arpeggio, and then like the main melody is so strong, yet like repetitive at the same time. So it goes down, up, down. And I feel like this song in particular, okay, wait for it. Yeah, so it has like a really not cliche but very popular method of composing music, which is called using question and answer. So basically, like the question would be dun dun dun, then it plays it again, dun dun dun. So like think of that part of the melody as like someone asking a question, and then the answer is, let's see, dun, 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 dun. So now it's like it's answering that question, and then it goes back to the question. Yeah, so a lot of composers, especially in like Zelda music and stuff like that, you can really dissect the music right there, and there's a lot of question and answers in like a lot of the melodies. Like let's see, Long Lines Ranch. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. So like the question is da-na-na, da-na-na, and then answer da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na. So like if you go into different types of music like that, you can, and just going in with that mindset like, okay, is there a question and answer type of foundation within this specific song, you'll find out that like a lot of music uses this to, it literally makes the song more interesting just by doing that. And then now just actually analyzing the melody, down, up, down. I feel like for me, like my interpretation of that melody is that, okay, throughout the game, you're starting Esperanza, right? You get your gear, go up into the surface. Okay, you're being hunted by robots. Boom. Being hunted by other players and shit. Might die. Boom. And then if you survive, you go back down into Esperanza. So down Esperanza, up, top side, down Esperanza. So this is like what most of these raiders right here are going throughout everyday life. And the way that the melody is played out, it sounds very like, damn, I'm tired of this shit. When are we gonna change something? Down, up, down. Every day. Going through the same shit. Same people trying to hunt us down. And then like the overall sound of the soundtrack for this track in particular is kind of sad. It's kind of melancholy. Like, damn. Like, it feels monotonous. Like, what are we really doing here? We're just doing this shit? Like, there has to be more to life than this shit, right? And I feel like that song kind of makes you ask these questions subconsciously inside your brain. So I don't know, like that's my interpretation of this song. And, like I love the use of the piano and stuff. It's very light. Like again, like these composers like to mix orchestral instruments with retro instruments, which creates a very dynamic sounding soundtrack to where like it has all types of routes that it can go. Like we have that high piano that we just heard right there. Beautiful. Like the little twang right there. So like it's almost like humanity is still trying to fight its way back into the music in a way. Because like let's just look at what humanity was before these robots came, or like whatever happened, whatever the Ark did to fuck up the entire world, we were just chilling, right? Playing pianos, violins and shit, trumpets, all types of shit. But after that, like they came, and now it's all like technological type sounds, synth sounds, arpeggio, shit like that. But I don't think that humanity was like that before. Yeah, and you know, like it's cool to hear the orchestral instruments try and fight their way back into the soundtrack, you know? Like it's fighting, it's trying to stay there, you know? Like we can't let these type of these robotic sounding instruments, these synths and shit take over everything. Like we still have to have a say so, you know? And then it gets very emotional right here with the piano. And I love these like little light pads that are used inside the background. And again, like the arpeggios and shit. Very good melodies. Now, I don't know if that's a shaker or like just a clicking type of sound, but it sounds cool. I don't know, it kind of keeps me on my toes. What is that? It's like a counter rhythm. See, now I wonder if the composer used like delay or something for that sound to be made right there. Like, that was cool. Now in the back you hear like violins and like strings kind of swelling up in the background, but it's very light, like you can't really hear it, but like on this emotional part right here. It's very faint, but if you listen in and hear, you can actually hear that shit. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so that was a really good track, and I feel like that was really good for some menu music, you know? Alright, next track is called Leap of Existence. Ooh, okay, so that's the main motif of the soundtrack I'm hearing. Okay, so that's the main motif. Because we hear that in the main theme of this game, so let's go back. See right here. Swells up, swells up. Ooh, see? Now right there, I didn't even notice that. That shit edges you, bruh. Oh my god, that's so cool. Like, it doesn't finish like the full melody. It kind of stops. Damn, fuck, shit. I feel like that's what keeps you listening, because like it's so interesting to hear. Like, wait, hold up, and then it comes back. Boom, we're back in it. Yeah, okay, so right there, that's cool as fuck. I didn't even notice that in this first song right here. The melody kind of edges you in the beginning, and then it gives you that payoff, like swells up. And yeah, that's really cool just to hear, like hearing that melody sprinkled throughout the soundtrack. That definitely ties everything together in a really cool way. And that's what like most really good composers that I look up to do. They sprinkle their leitmotifs throughout the entire soundtrack to where like you'll get that, wait, hold up, this sounds a little familiar type feeling to it. That's just me though. And like, and then I think we hear it right here too, right? I could be wrong though. No, okay, it's on this one, my bad. But you know, if we get it back in Leap of Existence, I think. So I bet you this composer thought of this melody before anything else, because that's how I think. Like, for every soundtrack I've made, I always start with the main theme song, making sure that the melodies and shit are all fleshed out, and that I have a leitmotif to sprinkle throughout other songs, because that really helps everything tie together. Every good composer uses a good leitmotif inside their video game soundtrack to tie everything together. Now, hey, you could argue that the composer did not need to do that, you know, like it's not like a necessity for the composer to have a leitmotif like that. I feel like a lot of people just would have accepted the soundtrack kind of just using the same sound selection, you know, synths, arpeggios and stuff like that to tie everything together. But just taking that extra step musically really helps subconsciously bond everything together, because now like we have a main melody that's being used in like multiple tracks, which in turn makes a very memorable soundtrack that can be appreciated a lot more, because you know, like that's so cool just to hear how a leitmotif can be used in every type of song. And you know, I've only heard it in about 2 songs, but we might get it more, and it's gonna be cool every time that shit pops up, because that is the main melody of the game, and I feel like that is what drives the fucking soundtrack, you know. But that's just me. So let's see where the shit goes. But yeah, just taking a step back and just hearing the sound selection, it's a lot of arpeggios, lots of synths and shit, with sprinkled in orchestral instruments such as like trumpets. What else? We got strings and pianos and stuff like that. And I feel like these composers use all of those instruments really well to convey what they wanted to convey with the soundtrack. And again, we hear that alarm sound. I didn't even notice that. Hold up. But we get that sound back, so it's either that he's using like the same VST or like instrument throughout each of these tracks, or he just really designed like that sound for this game in particular, which is really cool if he did that, you know. But that is such a cool sound, like that swelling up. Now it could go somewhere else here. We'll see. Because again, like we have like strings in the background to kind of accent that melody. Ooh. Yep, strings, trumpets right there. That crescendo of instruments again. That's a beautiful lead right there. Wait, hold up. That's so cool. Beautiful. And then we have like these arpeggios, these pads. Ooh, even that texture right there. Like that sounded like a rocket taking off. Okay, I don't think that there's anything else that I can see could be interesting. So yeah, let's move on to the next track right here. We got Red Lagoon. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I like little sounds like that where like it sounds like something just inside the game world. Like right there, that sounds like a fucking door opening. Like that. Now, this one sounds kind of sinister in a way. Very chill and laid back. And again, using arpeggios going up. And then going down. Ooh, what is this? That was creepy. See, I knew it. Ooh, that sounds like fucking Stranger Things? I don't know if that composer meant to invoke that type of feeling, but that deadass sounds like Stranger Things. Let's pull that shit up real quick. Because like knowing that this game is trying to like also have like retro type vibes to it, I could see them trying to have that type of feeling, you know, like a Stranger Things type of feeling to it. Yeah. See, like these sounds are a lot more similar than you think, but I think it's on purpose because like I feel like the developers said that like, or like at least conveyed that the themes of this game is kind of like retro's 90s but in the future. So like that makes sense for them to use that type of leitmotif from Stranger Things inside this. Like that's cool. Well, again with that squeaky sound, that sounds kind of eerie. And like these little textures, these like it sounds like electricity almost. Yeah, such cool sounds. That harmony going on, that like that twinkling shit. Hold up. Really interesting music choice. Or like sound choice. Yeah, like again, I get like serious type of vibes from this song. Sinister type of feeling to it. And like kind of scary, you know? Ooh, okay. Piano right there. This percussion is so cool. Alright, then goes back to this. Okay, so that's a cool little change in melody and pace. Yeah. This composer knows how to like use percussion as like textures really well. Really cool, really cool. Alright, next is Circling Synths. Let's try this out. Okay, again with that alarm sound. See, like sounds themselves can be leitmotifs if it's like a very unique sound, you know? Like I feel like that alarm sound defines this game on its own. I instantly think Arc Raiders every time I hear that alarm sound. And I feel like that sound is what we'll be able to kind of instantly catch on to if we just hear this song out in the wild. Like, okay, this is any random 80s sounding song or like futuristic sounding song, but with that alarm sound, as soon as that shit plays inside that song, we're gonna know, oh, okay, this is Arc Raiders. This is specifically Arc Raiders, and I feel like that's what a really good sound does. So I don't know, that alarm sound is fucking perfect to me. Also, okay, we have another leitmotif that is not like the main melody. It's like it's coming from this song. Dun, 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 dun. So let's hear it. I could be wrong though. Let me see. But it sounds almost darker. It sounds like a darker version of this song. Melody right here. This right here. Yeah, so while this one sounds a bit more emotional and like kind of hopeful in a way. Oh, that's cool. Like he has the arpeggio playing that melody out too. Okay. Yes, no, like it sounds a bit more serious. It has like more of like a darker tone to it, you know. It's really light percussion, but it works. It's not really doing too much. Ooh, those drums are cool. With those strings in the background. See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, that could be just a pad or something, but I think those are like strings. It's really faint though. That's cool. Wonderful. See, like this shit makes me feel motivated, bruh. Like I feel motivated in this bitch. Like I feel like this song kind of complements this game's themes. Like, you know, like we have hopes of coming back to the top side, coming back to Earth, coming back to the surface, where like we can actually live out our lives and shit. Who wants to be underground all day? Like these people are fighting day by day against these robots to try and find peace one day. Try and find their resolve. Try and find a life more than just being underground, you know? And I feel like that song right here, or not song, but like that melody represents that story perfectly to me. And then it has that alarm sound again. Like I love that alarm sounding synth. It sounds so cool to me. Alright, so I don't think it's gonna take us anywhere crazy, right? Yeah, okay, so we're good. Alright, next is Fast and Ominous. Alright. Really cool arpeggios and stuff. That was cool. I also appreciate like the use of panning inside my earphones. Like things are happening in my left ear, right ear. Like it's keeping my attention for like the entirety of the track. Like there's always something happening, you know. I like that bass right there. Do it again. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Hella cool. Ooh, I like that chord change right there. Like it goes from like kind of dark and minor to like almost like a major chord, right? Like it's like kind of happy in a way. Yeah, like a lot of these sounds, or like not sounds, but these songs sound very melancholy, very hopeless in a way, but like there's still hope. Even though like our lives down here suck, we're still fighting, and there's still hope that we can get back to the surface at some point. Hope that we will survive our next raid. Hope that we will get that material that we need, you know? Ooh, I love that right there. Hold up. It's like it sounds so uncontrolled. It's like a whirling type of sound. That's really cool. So like I wish I knew how to create a sound like that, or like even like a melodic effect like that. And then again with that squeaky sound. Yeah, there it is. Sounds really eerie. Like there's so many details I hear inside my headphone. I can't catch them all, but it's really cool just to listen to. And like I feel like everything sounds so intentional, you know? Yeah, but really cool.
Sector 4 is low on power again. Try not to use more than you absolutely need.
By the way, the song is called Infinite Space. The sounds. Ooh, that kick drum came in so hard, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now this is the happiest song by far. Like, this sounds the most hopeful out of all of them. Just those beautiful chords coming through. Well, it dies down. Okay, interesting. It fades back in. And then again with that Stranger Things type of effect to it, okay? Very retro. Cool arpeggios. And just every song is so textured in a way. Like it sounds so textured and like just filled with life and energy. Every bar has something weird happening inside it that just sounds cool. That was cool. Alright, next we got Running Arpeggio. Oh shit, okay, now it's getting deep. Now, like, we have that typewriter sounding clicking percussion sound. It's really cool. And then we got that bounce to it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Ooh, see, now it's doing it again with that leitmotif. Now, that like the actual instrument could be considered a leitmotif instrument because it's used throughout multiple tracks, and I feel like that also defines Arc Raiders, like just that instrument. Like listen, like if every arpeggio and like every other sound was taken away, that sound and also the alarm sound would help me know, okay, this is from Arc Raiders, you know, just off those type of sounds. And then combine that with the melody and you got a concoction of greatness. Really nice swelling synth right there. So cool. Yeah, and then like hearing everything crescendo. It's getting louder. More energy to it. Perfect note to like end on right there. And then boom, that's back down. Fire. Okay, I think that shit loops. So let's go to the next one. It's called Bits and Pieces. Let's see how this sounds. Ooh, okay, off rip. That almost sounds like a music box, but I think that's just like a piano with hella filters on it. This makes me feel like I'm thinking. Pretty hopeful. Yeah, I like that triplet pattern too. This part, ooh. I like that counter melody right there. And rhythm at the same time, like it's both a counter melody and counter rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. That's cool. And then those strings in the background. Again, like those strings are trying to fight their way back into the melodies and shit, which I think really does represent humanity trying to fight their way back onto the top side against these robots and shit, you know? That piano sounds very motivational and like just kind of happy in a way. Well, that was sick. Hold up. Like it sounds like something's turning off or something. Yeah, but I really fuck with that shit. That was cool. All right, I think we got 2 more tracks to go. So we got, damn, I can't see it under my mic. Oh my god. Third Coming of Time. Let's try this one out. Let's run it. Yeah. Really nice. Arpeggios. Got that bass drum too. And then like those violin strings like swelling in the background. Really cool. Yeah, but I was about to say that boom, that bass drum sound, I'm pretty sure that's what that shit is. It sounds like a spaceship or something, like dropping off supplies, like boom. Like it sounds like something I would hear if I lived next to like a warehouse or something, and it's kind of cool, you know. Boom. Or like a big ass creature stepping, like boom, like a big ass robot. You don't know what that shit could be, but it's something walking around in the background as his music is playing. Love the use of arpeggios and strings. Ooh. Yeah, so I like how certain melodies kind of just pushed their way onto the song. Like this one right here. So it's okay, high pitch arpeggio. Then this nigga comes in. And then it kind of like becomes parallel with that shit and just kind of flows. I don't know, it's like a very interesting way of implementing different counter melodies inside the song. Really cool shit. Alright, last one. We got Pulse Sneaking. I'm scared. Really cool start. Just bass. Ooh, that was scary. That sounded very eerie. Ooh, okay. Cool textures and shit. What's that like swelling scary sound? That's so weird. It's like almost like a sound that you would hear in like a horror movie or something before the killer like walks up onto their prey. Stabs that nigga. It's cool though. I like that muffled metallic banging. That's cool. Like it works as a melody as well as percussion at the same time. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so like that was really cool to listen to. And obviously there's going to be more music that is released, since this isn't like the full soundtrack. This is just like the main melodies and like lobby music and stuff like that. But there's obviously music inside the actual raids and stuff that are played throughout as you're like walking around and like exploring stuff that we haven't really heard or like got to hear in like full quality yet. So I'm really just waiting on them to drop this fucking soundtrack completely so I can go through everything. But this was nonetheless still really cool just to go through. Yeah, so you know, hopefully y'all enjoy my insight and also my takes and stuff on the music, my interpretations if you will. Like I will put some of these songs up there with like something like fucking Halo or even Call of Duty to me. Yeah, so just in terms of this genre of music, so yeah, I feel like these composers definitely did really well with what they had. Like I feel like they were just given a very strict guideline to like, okay, what type of sounds can we really realistically use? Like, okay, retro type of sounding sounds, arpeggios, orchestral sounds and shit, synths and things of that nature, and just almost like metallic sounding sounds at times. And I feel like they use all those elements and like pieces of the puzzle to create a very nice piece of work. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Peace.